All right, in today's video, we got a lot of work to do. Last weekend, I took some time. I took two downed oak trees, cut them all up, got it out of the woods and up to my house, but that's only a fraction of the work that needs to be done. Now I got to take the remains of these two whole trees, split all the wood, stack it so I can have a nice supply when it gets cold next fall to heat the house and be comfortable. So today what you're going to see is the process from when the wood arrives after it's all been cut up into firewood length logs. We're going to run the splitter over. We're going to operate the splitter, and we're going to stack a boatload of wood. Probably not going to be terribly interesting, but it certainly is a lot of work, so I thought I'd share at least that with you. So if anybody thinks that heating your house is easy, maybe think twice after watching this video, because I'm going to spend all weekend doing this. So let's check it out and enjoy. Okay, so the idea here is this is what we call our wood fort. You can see it's just a bunch of timbers stacked Lincoln log style on top of each other. My Alaskan mill is kind of hanging out on top, and I have the top cross beam kind of set off to the upper side, and a black rubber mat that goes over the top. So we got airflow, we got a nice little area to store the wood for long periods of time. So the idea is over this weekend, we are going to fill this up with about 2 cords worth of wood. And we are just right over there is the log pile. So with that ATV, just going to transport with that trailer you just saw back and forth, and then fill her up. We have a quick little opportunity here to do a tutorial on how to make sure that this thing's ready to rock for the day. I'm going to make sure that I check the hydraulic fluid reservoir, make sure I have enough of that. I'm going to check the oil in the engine. Since this is a 4-cycle engine, 4-stroke engine, we got plenty of oil. Check that before. The thing that'll vex most people is need to make sure that we flip it to on, and then we have a few settings here. We have our choke set to on or to off. We're going to turn our choke on. Sorry, that's my throttle. Good golly, already getting ahead of myself. So throttle low, throttle high. I don't think we need to start this thing in high throttle. We're gonna just get it right above turtle. This little gray switch right here, this is our choke on or off. We're starting at cold, so I'm gonna flip that to on. And then our fuel is either off or on. I'm going to make sure that our fuel is on. So machine's on, fuel's on, choke is on, throttle is just a bit above the turtle. We don't need this thing raging when we get moving. I'm going to give a yank of this handle, see if she pops. If it starts moving, I'm going to go ahead and let her warm up, and then slowly turn the choke off, and then we can get to work. Oh, purrs like a kitten. And then anytime we're talking about hydraulic pressure, we want to make sure that the engine is running full steam before we start pushing on any wood. So let's crank it up and get to work. let's just take a little break here and talk about axes and mauls and the difference between the two. Some of you may have noticed in the video that we were just watching, I was using a maul, and I want to clarify what it is that I was using and why. As you can see, I do enjoy axes and mauls. I have a nice collection of them, but each one has a specific purpose. I'm not going to get into all of them right now, but I did want to emphasize what I was using on those very large logs. Some of those logs were getting upwards of 25 inches. I needed to quarter them so that I could easily lift them up onto the hydraulic splitter. So I was using a splitting maul. Now a splitting maul is different than a splitting axe because of the type of metal that they're made out of. The splitting maul is made out of a hard metal, and it's got this large back spot on it that when it's struck, it can be struck repeatedly without causing any great damage. It can also be used to do the striking, whereas a splitting axe, yes, it's great for splitting wood, generally much smaller wood than what we were going after. But because it's made out of a softer metal, this back section is not designed to be struck with something hard and metal like this. You'll actually deform the eye and damage the axe. So when you're out shopping, if you have big wood to crack open, I suggest a splitting maul and not a splitting axe. This is great to take out near the campfire to get some of those slightly larger chunks split down to slightly smaller chunks, especially when you're starting a fire. As you can see, I was unsuccessful in my attempt this weekend to get all that wood split. It was a tremendous amount of oak. I had a lot of help this weekend. My buddy Roger and my wife were out helping me split, so we gave it the old school try. Just more wood than we were able to split in altogether. However, I did take a few breaks. There's a little bit of sunlight left. It is early March and it is 70 degrees out. So the sun is shining, 70 degrees out, super early in the season. I'm going to fire up the old motorcycle and skip splitting the rest of the logs. I think I got enough stacked up for now, and I will finish another day. But the weather's too nice, so I'm going to get out and enjoy. I suggest you do too. If you're watching this for the first time, thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, please do like and subscribe and keep watching, see what I'm going to get involved in next weekend.